Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up with another DIY advent calendar tutorial, and I'm calling this one a Christmas terrarium. So what I've got pouring in now is this instant snow, it's called. So it's definitely not something that will last for a very long time. You add water and it kind of creates this snow-like stuff. You have to keep misting it every few days if you want it to stay like snow. So it's definitely a, kind of one use only. And what I've got is like a fish bowl from just a local cheap shop. And because I wanted it to be raised up a bit, you saw me put a little bit of cardboard in the bottom before I added the snow. I'm adding some kind of tinsel, like really like hair tinsel. I don't know what it's called, but it's really fine. It's like hair. So I'm adding that in as well, just for some colour. It would have been nice if I could have got a different colour, but they didn't have a different colour, they only had red. And I have this super cute little ornament that's a ute with a Christmas tree on the back. And I have a couple of other fake Christmas trees to add as well, plus the lights, which I just put in. I'm turning on now just to see that they work. And then these Christmas trees, I'm actually going to wrap them in ribbon, which looks like tinsel. Just, again, for a bit of extra oomph. This is a very, 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 very easy tutorial, but looks cute, and I think will look cute up high enough that my 2.5-year-old nephew can't touch it, which I know for my poor sister, she doesn't have many places left that he can't actually access, but I'm sure she'll find somewhere. It doesn't have a lid, so it's problematic, but anyway, it's fine. I was inspired by a gift that she gave me last Christmas, so our 2017 advent calendar. And if I can find it, the tutorial on our channel, because it obviously is going to be quite a way back, I will link it below, but I may not be able to find it. And so I was inspired by that. She made me like a giant snow globe, effectively, and it was super cool. So I wanted to add a little something to this bowl, though, because at the moment it does look a bit plain. And I had this hoop, which I think it's maybe a florist hoop. I think it would be like to make a wreath or something. I just bought it from Spotlight, which is a local craft store here. And what I am doing is wrapping it in ribbon. So you don't watch me do all of this. I'm about to edit it out. But I just wrapped ribbon around it. I went with green first, and I used some double-sided tape to kind of help anchor it at kind of 4 points across the circle. And then I added some red twine and also the sequin trim that you can see on the left-hand side there. And so I'm adding the red twine, and to do that I just use glue dots. And again, I think I put glue dots at sort of 4 different points around the circle. And you can see me there finishing it off. I used terrible scissors right now. Terrible scissors. And I made a huge mess of it, and I had to go back for my super sharp scissors. So, mental note to self. Those scissors are no good for anything but paper now. So yes, I did that, and then I will add the sequin trim, the silver sequin trim, again with glue dots, because it was an easy way to hold it all together. And I think this wreath, excuse my sniffling by the way, I've got terrible hay fever again. It's hard with pregnancy because you can't take any antihistamines unless you sort of really need them, and I'm not that bad that I don't really need them, and I'd prefer not to take them, so I don't. So you can see there that I've finished adding the sequin trim with glue dots, and that's kind of the wreath part, not quite finished but almost finished. So I wanted to add the bird that you can see that I've clipped on there. That was a leftover from the wreath I made Jess earlier in the month. And so I wanted to add that, and I was trying to work out how to do it without it just kind of looking like a sore thumb, really. So I grabbed over the ribbon again, and this time I used the green ribbon that I wrapped it in originally, plus some other red ribbon that I had with some white kind of accents on it, and I tied a bow with both of those. It's not perfect, but it looks cute. And so I'm going to add that to the side of the wreath with glue dots. I'm still tying my bow though, obviously. It's a bit fiddly. So I'm going to add that with glue dots to the side. And then I decide that actually I probably need something else, not just the ribbon. So while I've tied it, I'm like, yes, this is going to work. It's going to look super cute. I decide that I do want to add, or have I already added it? It's very hard to tell on iMovie. I've already added it. I wanted to add the holly, the piece of holly that I had. So I knew it needed something else just to sort of tie it all together. So I added the piece of holly. And then I added the bow with glue dots, and now I am trying to work out the best way to clip the bird on so that it doesn't look awkward. And then I end up clipping it onto the bit of the holly that's been wrapped around. And then it's done. We are absolutely done. I'm just going to stick the bird on, and then I'm going to come back to you with a different angle so you can actually see inside the bowl, and you can see a much better angle. And I'll come back to you live, so to speak, so you can see that. But I hope you've enjoyed this part of the tutorial, and I'll see you live. Hello everyone. So here I am. We're at a slightly different angle this time because it was almost impossible to see what was going on in here from above. I realised that, but hopefully this angle is a bit better to show you the finished product. So let me take this bit off because I think it's a bit distracting. So you can see the bowl. Sorry about the glare over here. That's the outside window. I can't do much about that, but I've got this little fella, which is this cute little ornament. It's a car or a ute with a Christmas tree in the back, which is adorable. And I've got these two fake Christmas trees that I wrapped tinsel around. Then I've got my lights. I've got this instant snow, which I would have talked you through in the voiceover when I was putting that in. The downside of that instant snow is you have to keep it slightly damp. So it will only last a few days, and then you have to mist it with a bit of water, which obviously Jess will have to take the lights out for to do that. But I will leave her instructions, or I'll tell her the instructions over the phone. So that's that, and I've got the lights in the back, so they're just battery powered. They make it look a bit funny on film, so I'll turn them off, but they are in there. And then I made this cute little kind of wreathy thing, I suppose, to hang around the top. Just because I had it lying around, I wanted to add something to the top, but I wasn't sure how to kind of attach it to the glass because there's no lid. Yeah, so just used a wire hoop, which again you would have seen this in the video, wrapped some green ribbon and then some red twine, and this probably am not, is that focusing? There you go. Some really mini sequin kind of trim. And then I finished it off with this piece of holly, a bow, and the bird that I had left over from the wreath tutorial that I did earlier in the week, or in the month I should say. So that's it. That is her Christmas terrarium with no plants, of course, but you know, that's the sort of look I was going for. And I think I probably said this in the voiceover, but I did take inspiration from a gift that Jess gave me last year, which was sort of like a snow globe, but in like almost like a massive mason jar. I'll link to the tutorial last year if I remember it. If I can find it, more the point, on our channel. But if I can find it, I will link to that tutorial so you can see what she did for me last year, and I definitely took inspiration from that idea. So I hope she likes this. The good thing is she can reuse this bowl all through the year. This Christmas snow will only last one season, so she can tip it out at the end of Christmas. Keep obviously the little decorations and the wreath, and the lights. But yeah, she doesn't have to worry about kind of storing the bowl. She can just put that into general circulation. So yeah, so I hope she likes it. I hope you guys liked it, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!